So I'm going to take you through some ball rolling, spiky ball rolling. These are flexible spikes here, which make it a little bit more comfortable. I'm going to focus on the lower half of the body with this video. So I'm going to start with the feet, and to be honest, you can use either or. I'll use the yellow because it's a little bit brighter so that you can see. So if you come on up to standing, I'm obviously going to chop off my upper half of my body, and I'm going to place my foot on the ball and then just add a little bit of pressure and roll here into the soft tissue. So you'll feel into the arch. And then as you come up the center of the feet, you come into the ball of the foot. Feel the toes spreading out as you work into the ball of the foot. And we want to spend about 1 minute. You can have a little bit longer than that, whatever you feel you need. If you have any tender areas, you might want to stop, hold, breathe, and just gently sink into it here. And then moving again. Just massaging here the feet, stimulating all the tissue. And the flexible spikes make it a little bit more comfortable and more stimulating. So I'm going to work into a little Achilles stretch here. Now you can do it with the yellow one, but I'm going to do it with the blue because if you have it, it is a little bit better with the blue. So place the ball of the foot on the ball, drop the heel. Now, obviously we've got a straight leg. We just want to watch out that we don't completely look out here at the knee. And then we're just going to shift our weight into the ball. And we should feel a nice calf stretch happening. The other foot, just place it wherever you need for stability. Just moving forward, getting a stretch here in the calf, the Achilles. Breathing into it here. Every exhale, just letting go. And again, we're looking for 45 seconds to a minute with this hold here. If you're particularly tight, you can give it a little bit longer. And just feeling a stretch here at the muscles. Generally, calves are particularly tight, and then that can have a knock-on effect of having tight hamstrings and then tight up into the glutes, etc. So this is a really good one to do. So let's have a go at rolling the other foot. So I'll use the blue one this time. Again, it can be, you can use the yellow, that's fine. So we're just working here into the arches of the feet, just going where you feel you need to, stimulating here all the muscles, getting some fresh blood flow to the area. Feet can get neglected very easily, and it's important for us to think about our feet. So breathe into it as you go. Again, you might have like a tender point that you just want to hold and breathe. So breathe into it here. Gentle pressure into the ball. And this can be done in a seated position as well, but as you can imagine, standing, you've got that little bit more body weight going into it. So you're going to have more stimulation. You're also doing a little bit of single leg work as well, so strong for the glutes, strong for the hips. So keep going, we're aiming for a minute. And if you sort of get the knack of what you're doing and you don't need to watch this video, you can always do it while you're watching TV perhaps. And again, I'm going to do roughly 1 minute, but you could do say 3 if you wanted to, depending on how you're feeling. And then here we go. Let's place it on the ball of the foot, drop the heel, and then use the other leg to stabilize you. So where does it feel comfortable? You can't see that back leg now. Where does it feel comfortable to be able to get that stretch with that ball on the ball of the foot? And sometimes you might have come across the stretch where you drop your heels off the bottom step of your stairs, for example. It's a similar stretch here. And you might feel different in one side to the other. I definitely do. This left calf of mine is definitely feeling it a lot more. If you've got that going on, it could be that you decide to stay a little bit longer on it. You need 45 seconds to a minute for the muscles to relax and release. Breathe into it here. So this would be a good exercise to do after you've gone for a nice walk, a long walk perhaps. So I haven't timed this exactly on my phone or anything. I'm just kind of guessing the time frame. We'll leave that for now, and we're going to have a go at rolling the calves. So we'll come down to a seated position. In this video, the work that I'm doing, you're going to need to be able to be on your wrists and your shoulders. There are other rolling ones that I can do where you can do it without hands and shoulders. So I'll do another one for that. So I'm going to go into calves. Can be done with both. I personally prefer it with the smaller yellow one, but you can do it with both. So we're going to place it here just above the Achilles on the start of the calf muscle here, gastrocnemius. And we're also going to get a bit of a shoulder workout as we go as well. So I'm going to focus on 3 parts. So slightly to the right, then to the center, then to the more inner side here. So turn the foot out slightly, use your shoulders to help you, and then just shift yourself along the floor. You can keep your hips to the floor, which will help in terms of your shoulders taking the weight. We're just going to see if we can find any pressure points. In fact, trigger points, I've found them already. Come back to the beginning, and then the focus is the push upwards, because that's how the lymphatic system drains. We want to push the top limbs up the body, a bit like if you were going to get a massage. That's what they would do. They would work upwards. Let's come back. I'm now going like straight down on the calf. So here we go, push along. Again, our shoulders are getting a good workout at the same time. Oh, I can feel that. See how you are. I'm going to come back to those points again. Let's go for a second one here. So we're going to work up. So it's a quick roll down and then a slow roll up. Good. And then for this one, quick roll down, turn the toe in slightly so we come onto the more inner side, and then working up the inner side of that calf. That doesn't feel too bad, which is nice. And then again, just giving a couple, just analysing if we've got any trigger points, which are those sort of knotted areas that we get. Okay, so I'm going to go and find one of those places again. So let's just feel for it. So I've just reached a gnarly area where you know it's funny because it makes you screw your face up. Hold it there, and then first just try some little simulating circles here. So again, like a little bit of massage. And it could be that you go, you know, this, oh, it just feels so tight. I just need to hold it there. So lengthen the spine. Just think about your yoga. Breathe into the body. And just let the muscles relax into this space. If you want some more intensity, you can place the other leg on top for a little bit more added weight. Again, shoulders supporting. Let's breathe into it. And exhale, we just release into it here. And you may have done rolling of calves on rollers before. I personally find using the spikies way more effective to target into the calf area. Basically try both and see what works for you. I think I've had enough on that one now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to now push, quite a hard push up the calf muscle here. That's it. And I'm going to do one down the center. So my leg is straight now, starting at the top of the Achilles, or where we feel the soft muscular tissue. And then we're going to work up. I'm going to find one that needs a little bit of work. And this will go deep into the soleus here, which is beneath the calf muscle here. So this is usually a place that gets it. A little bit of rotation to my right. Okay. Relaxing the shoulders a little bit so they have a bit of time off, although we're sitting up nice and tall. Let's breathe and sink. Even welcome exhales out of the mouth, they always feel good. And then I'm just going to add a little bit more pressure with my top leg. Again, that might not feel necessary or might feel too much. Let's breathe. And you can spend longer on it if you wish. Okay, and then pushing up. And again, you might just go, oh, I just want to do a little bit more rolling. And so be it. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. Very often we're different one side to the other. So I'm going to turn the toe inward. Actually, no, I'm going to turn the toe outwards, sorry, to start with. So the same on both sides. Shoulders are getting a workout. Let's send the hips along the floor. They don't have to lift too high. Giving quite a lot of pressure here. I am anyway. You can be a little bit lighter with it. See how you go. Let's do another one here. Quick to the bottom, slow to the side. That's not bad at all, which is nice for me to know. And then again, start at the fleshy part. That's it. Let's go up. Oh, but that's not good for me. Up we go. Oh, okay. So my two spots are going to be down the center. I've just identified that for myself. And again, you might be different. Here we go. Up. Ooh. I definitely knew I was tighter on my left side. Oh, okay. Turning inward. I would imagine this is probably okay. See how you go. And then you've identified by those three different angles where your trigger points are, where your tightness is, where you have those knotted fibers. Okay, so mine were down the center. So I'm going to do two here and you choose your two. So let's work up the center for me. Might be a different one for you. Work it up. Hips off. We'll keep the body weight into the lower limbs. Okay, I found it. I'm going to stop. Try and release the hands. I know you're having to support yourself, but sit the sit bones down, sit up nice and tall, breathe into it here. I need to move a bit more actually, really find it. Okay, there. And then I'm going to add my other leg for a little bit of pressure. Let's breathe. And you can spend longer if you want to. I'm going to do one more breath. Okay, I'm going to work to the next trigger point. Oh, it's not that far from the last one. Okay, and breathe. Wow, this is strong. Breath work is really important, helping you to relax into it here. My heel is, it's not touching down on the floor. I suppose you could do, but you just want that body weight into that area. I'm going to add my other leg. You don't have to. See what feels best. Breathe for two. Soft in through nose, out through nose. Finding that smoothness of breath. And now, because this one was particularly bad, I'm just going to give it a really good roll up the center. So again, I'm applying more pressure as I go up. And for me, my focus is that center area. That's it. And deep into the gastrocnemius, and then we've got the soleus here underneath that, right into the belly of the calf. Oh, goodness me. I really need to spend more time doing that. Oh, okay, good. Right. Oh, my arms are killing. Okay. So I'm not going to do hamstrings. I'm actually going to go straight to glutes with the rolling. You can do it with the yellow and the blue. I'm going to do it with the blue today. So avoid the coccyx. In fact, actually, I'm going to do it with yellow because you'll be able to see it better than the blue because of my blue trousers. Okay, so supporting hands again. Yeah, and avoiding the coccyx, we're just going to take a nice big circle here. So as if you're working around the sit bone. Breathe with it as you go. I was going to say that if it felt too much on shoulders, you could always do some hamstring stretches seated in between. But I'm just focusing on rolling at the moment. So around that sit bone, see how it feels. Avoiding the coccyx. That's it. And then we're going to take the ball out to the side. So where you'd have that little dimple of the bum, or if I just show you that there, okay, just to the side. Okay. And then I'm just going to sit on it here. You'll know because you'll feel deep into the piriformis. It will feel quite tender. So just sinking into that zone. I'm finding it not that easy to find on me today. There, yes, I found it. Okay. So again, it feels like you're looking for that sort of trigger point area. Breathing into it. Holding for about a minute. And it could be that you go, this is making my eyes water, wowzers. And you go, I'm going to move a little bit. Move a little bit. As long as you stay in the fleshy areas, you can't go too wrong. And then you go, I'm going to hold again. Move a little bit into that side area. That's it. And then I'm going to advance this slightly. So this might be enough, okay? But if you want to, you can open the hips some more and get deeper into the piriformis area by doing a pigeon leg, okay? So into that, into that pigeon leg, into that same area on the side of the glute. Breathing into it. Shoulders are getting a really good workout. Try and keep that spine nice and tall as you work. I'm moving a little bit because actually holding it is quite strong today. And you'll find that the yellow one, because it's smaller, is stronger than the blue for this particular action. Wow. Hold. Breathe. Good. And then we'll repeat on the other side. So I'm just going to spin round actually. Maybe you might be able to see this a little bit better. So avoiding coccyx onto, we're going to go round the sit bone first. So shoulders again are getting a workout. It's no bad thing. I'm going to show you one lying down as well, because that can always be an option. So very often our glutes, obviously we would love that they are working in unison and doing exactly the same thing, but sometimes we find one glute is a little bit stronger than the other, or we might hold our hips slightly different. So don't be alarmed if one side feels knottier or looser than the other. A bit like calves, you might find one calf has trigger points or knotted areas in different areas on both sides. It's just how we carry ourselves, and obviously this is why we do the work, to try and balance ourselves out as much as possible. And just rolling around the sit bone here, getting the blood flow into the area. And we've got the glute maximus, the glute medius on the side slightly, and then minimus, and then in the right in the side, the piriformis, which is where we're going to go in a second. I just realized I've got a really knotty area here. So again, if you find such a thing, you might just try and get on that knotted area, on that knotted area, on that trigger point. I'm just going to hold and breathe. And we've got the hamstrings here that attach here to the bottom of the pelvis, which is likely what I'm actually on at the moment. There are other ways that I actually like to target the hamstrings, not with the spikies, but I'll do that another time. Just focus on the glutes for now. And then moving, I'm going to get into that piriformis area now. So onto that side of the hip. You can't really see that, but that's the tilt there. That's where I thought Bruce's nose was looking in through the window there. Hold it there, sink into it. I forgot to say this the other side, but you can try lengthening the leg as well and bringing it in and doing the action of the leg. I don't actually often do that technique, but it might work for you. And then moving again, finding that tender spot. Again, I haven't quite found it straight away on myself in this position here. Okay. No, I have. And breathe into it. You'll know, because it'll make you screw your face up. Okay, breathe here. And then I'm going to do some with the leg. Actually, I'm going to move a little bit first. And then, oh my goodness me, I need to give this some time. I'm going to do the open hip, so that pigeon leg, or sometimes referred to as pretzel. My shoulders are feeling it. Right into that area there. Think of it as deep massage. Oh my goodness, holy moly. Breathe. And we spent between 1 and 3 minutes on the other side, obviously exploring different areas, and we're looking to obviously match both sides. It could be that you come across your other side and you're like, oh, it needs a little bit more time. So of course, do that. I'm going to bring that leg back down and then move again all the way around the soft muscle tissue, not the spine or the coccyx. You might find yourself sort of move up to that area, but you don't want to go directly on it. Think about all the soft muscle tissue area. Okay, and because I know that that is strong work on shoulders, I'm just going to do a little bit on the floor, and also that helps you to focus on this higher area here. Okay, so you just sort of lay down. Now this is definitely an orange, a yellow, sorry, ball one, and you're just going to place it here on the higher side of the hips. Arms can be nice and relaxed. You can't actually see that very well. You will hopefully in a second. There we go. I'm just rolling that upper area. So we'll feel from the back of the pelvis, that bony area, and then moving outwards into that soft tissue area. It could be that you go, that is a spot. I've just found one there, and it makes me actually want to lengthen my leg a little bit. So you can lengthen out a little bit, relax shoulders and head. And again, move again if you need to, just feel your way with it. It's one of those, it shouldn't feel like a sharp, bad pain. It should feel like a dull ache that when you get to it, you want to go deeper into it for the release of it. Breathe here. And then I'm going to work to the other side. So I'm going to release off that side, moving slowly inward here. That's it. And then you can just lift up and place it on the other side. I'll come round on my mat. That's it. So I'm going to work the upper part now. And I'm going to move from the inner side slowly out until I find an area that needs work. So I'm going slightly inward now. You've got to explore for yourself what needs work. Okay, found it. Wow. Okay, and breathe. I'm going to try a leg lengthen. And back in, using the movement of the leg to find that area. This is particularly tight on my right side, and that's probably because I'm stronger on my right, and I often carry baby on my right more than my left. So this for myself, and I'm actually moving more inward now towards the ball and socket joint and towards other muscular areas, more inward, a bit closer to that piriformis. Breathing into it here, and this is definitely telling me that I need to come and roll my right glute particularly a bit more. And this can be done with the blue. Oh, I think you might find it's easier with the yellow. Let me just try with the blue. Yeah, you can do this with the blue, no problem. Just a little bit harder to balance because obviously your hips are a little bit higher, so just bear that in mind. Doesn't feel quite as strong, still feels good. And again, finding those trigger points, waiting, and I'd wait 45 seconds to a minute if you can. Again, a little bit of movement to help you with it if it gets too much. And that's probably enough for me there. And I'll leave that there, leave it there with the rolling of those areas of the body. It's really nice to team that now with some yoga stretches, or if you were going to go off doing an activity of some sort, you'd be really well warmed up. I'll do some more with different body parts, but that's a good place to start.